and Victoria has seconded the motion.
Shareholders, the resolutions on the election of the proposed directors have each been proposed and seconded. I now put them to the meeting for voting. Yeah, we'll look at that last part.
Continue.
Shareholders, agenda number 5 is to approve the election of the following directors to the Board Audit Committee of the company. Mr. Obadiah Biraro, who is also the chair, Dr. Lakshmi, Dr. Aloysius, and Dr. Evanson. I now request the company secretary to read out the proposed resolutions with respect to this agenda and confirm whether we have a proposer and seconder of the motion.
Thank you, Chairman. Shareholders, the resolution put forward to you is as follows. In accordance with the provisions of Section 769 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya, to approve the appointment of Mr. Obadiah Biraro to the Board Audit Committee of the company. Clara has proposed and Curtis has seconded the motion. Part B. In accordance with the provision of Section 769 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya, to approve the appointment of Dr. Lucius Ucheudu to the Board Audit Committee of the company. Zachariah has proposed and Kevin has seconded the motion. Part C. In accordance with the provision of Section 769 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya, to approve the appointment of Dr. Lakshmi Shamsunda to the Board Audit Committee of the company. James has proposed and Phoebe has seconded the motion. Part D. In accordance with the provisions of Section 769 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya, to approve the appointment of Dr. Evanson Baya to the Board Audit Committee of the company. Alice has proposed and Anne has seconded the motion.
Shareholders, the resolutions on the appointment of each of the members of the Board Audit Committee of the company has been proposed and seconded. I now put them to the meeting for voting. I will now request the company secretary to read out the proposed resolution and with respect to agenda number 6 and to confirm if we have a proposer and a seconder.
Thank you, Chairman. Shareholders, the resolution put forward to you is as follows. To appoint Messrs. Ernst & Young as auditors of the company until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting, in accordance with Section 721 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya, and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration for the ensuing financial year in accordance with Section 724, subsection 1 of the Companies Act, Cap 486 laws of Kenya. Timothy has proposed and Siloma has seconded the motion.
Shareholders, once again, the resolution on the appointment of the external auditor has been proposed and seconded. I now put it to the meeting for voting. Shareholders, I will now proceed with the special business of this meeting. The first special business of this meeting is in respect to approval of incorporation of a microinsurance subsidiary in Kenya to conduct and undertake microinsurance business in Kenya as set out in the agenda. I will now request the company secretary to read out the proposed resolutions with respect to this agenda and to confirm whether we have a proposer and seconder of the motions.
Thank you, Chairman. Shareholders, the ordinary resolution put forward to you is as follows. That the incorporation, subject to obtaining the requisite regulatory approval of a microinsurance company in Kenya, that is, the microinsurance company, as a subsidiary of the company through the Company Insurance Holding Company, Equity Group Insurance Holding Limited, the insurance holding company, to conduct and undertake microinsurance business in Kenya, including the company providing capital to the insurance holding company of a sum of Kenya shillings 192 million Kenya shillings for the share capital of the microinsurance company as required under the Insurance Act, Cap 487 laws of Kenya, and also to cater for the operational expenses of the microinsurance company be and is hereby approved. Further, the Board of Directors of the company be and are hereby authorized to take all actions necessary to effect the incorporation of the microinsurance company, including but not limited to providing all approvals required from the company as the sole shareholder in the insurance holding company, executing and filing all necessary documents and agreements, and paying all associated fees and expenses, and put in place all the necessary structure, commercial arrangement, and any auxiliary arrangements relating to the conduct and undertaking of the microinsurance business in Kenya. Fiona has proposed, and Phoebe has seconded the motion.
Thank you, Company Secretary. Shareholders, the resolution on approval of incorporation of a microinsurance subsidiary in Kenya to conduct and undertake microinsurance business in Kenya has been proposed and seconded. I will now put it to the meeting for voting. The second special business of the meeting is in respect to the incorporation of a life insurance subsidiary in the DRC as set out in the agenda. I now request the Company Secretary to once again read out the proposed resolution with respect to this agenda and to confirm whether we have a proposer and seconder of the motion.
Thank you, Chairman. That the incorporation subject to obtaining the requisite regulatory approval of a life insurance company in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC Life Insurance Company, as a subsidiary of the company through the company insurance holding company, Equity Group Insurance Holdings Limited, the insurance holding company, to conduct and undertake life insurance business in the Democratic Republic of Congo, including the company providing capital to the insurance holding company of a sum of United States dollars 12 million, USD 12 million, for the share capital of the DRC Life Insurance Company as required under the law number 15/005 of March 17, 2015, establishing the insurance code, that is the DRC insurance code, and also to cater for the operational expenses of the DRC Life Insurance Company, be and is hereby approved. Further, that the board of directors of the company be and are hereby authorized to take all actions necessary to effect the incorporation of the DRC Life Insurance Company, including but not limited to providing all approvals required from the company as the sole shareholders in the insurance holding company, executing and filing all necessary documents and agreements, and paying all associated fees and expenses, and put in place all the necessary structures, commercial arrangements, and any auxiliary arrangements relating to the conduct and undertaking of the life insurance business in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Jack has proposed and Jackie has seconded the motion.
Shareholders, the resolution on incorporation of a life insurance business subsidiary in the Republic of Congo has been proposed and seconded. I now put it to the meeting for voting. Shareholders, the third special business of this meeting relates to the incorporation of the general insurance subsidiary in the DRC as set out in the agenda. I now request the Company Secretary to read out the proposed resolution with respect to this agenda and to confirm whether we have a proposer and a seconder of the motion.
Thank you, Chairman. Shareholders, the ordinary resolution put forward to you is as follows. That the incorporation, subject to obtaining the requisite regulatory approvals of a general insurance company in the Democratic Republic of Congo, that is the DRC General Insurance Company, as a subsidiary of the company through the company's insurance holding company, Equity Group Insurance Holdings Limited, that is the insurance holding company, to conduct and undertake life insurance business in the Democratic Republic of Congo, including the company providing capital to the insurance holding company of a sum of United States dollars 13,374,320 for the share capital of the DRC General Insurance Company as required under the law number 15/005 of March 17, 2015, establishing the insurance code, that is the DRC insurance code, and also to cater for the operational expenses of the DRC General Insurance Company, be and is hereby approved. Further, that the board of directors of the company be and are hereby authorized to take all actions necessary to effect the incorporation of the DRC General Insurance Company, including but not limited to providing all approvals required for the company as the sole shareholder in the insurance holding company, executing and filing all necessary documents and agreements, and paying all associated fees and expenses, and put in place all the necessary structures, commercial arrangements, and any auxiliary arrangements relating to the conduct and undertaking of general insurance business in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Fiona has proposed, and Timothy has seconded the motion.
Thank you once again. Shareholders, the resolution on the incorporation of a general insurance subsidiary in the DRC has been proposed and seconded. I now put it to the meeting for voting. Shareholders, we have now come to the end of the special business. Voting will close at 1 p.m. and we encourage shareholders who are yet to exercise their voting rights to do so. The results, having been independently scrutinized by PwC, will be published within 24 hours on the company's website. I will now ask the company secretary once again to confirm if there is any other business for discussion for which due notice was given.
Chairman, I confirm that there is no other business for discussion for which notice was duly given. Thank you.
There being no other business of which notice has been duly given, this marks the conclusion of the business of the 22nd Annual General Meeting of Equity Group Holdings PLC. I take this opportunity to thank our shareholders for their continued support as the business navigates a dynamic and evolving environment. I also extend our appreciation to our stakeholders for championing our social impact agenda, to our board members for upholding the highest standards of corporate governance, and to management for their dedication in delivering strong results. I thank you all for your attendance and now declare this meeting officially closed, and I want to invite back Reverend Evans Miranga to close with a word of prayer.
Thank you, Chair. Let's believe and pray. Almighty God, we thank you for that successful annual general meeting. May you continue to be with us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Mr. Abdul, you can lead us through the feedback time.
Thank you, Dennis. So we'd like to get the panel's feedback before we get the observers' feedback as to how the flow was. Is there anything that needs to be improved, whether the script was okay, and so on and so forth? Over to you.
Okay, I'll start. When the names were coming up for introduction, they were not well placed. They were hanging somewhere when we were doing the introduction, or if when, let's say, the chairman is coming to speak, the name was being distorted on the screen. I don't know what was happening. Yeah, when we are putting the name of the chairman, be it the chairman or the secretary, the name was not coming out well on the screen. On the No. Screen, when you're doing the image, yeah.
Can we just do that now? Put the names on the screen.
So when I'm speaking and my name is coming there, yeah. It was being distorted.
Maybe try and just zoom in Lydia and put her name so that we just see
Yes.
how it looks.
Not when we are everybody, when, let's say, for example, I'm the one speaking and you're putting my name there.
Like now you have
Yeah.
Dr. Mwangi, zoom in on somebody.
Yeah, because the other time I saw there were two names, so I think either it was a glitch or something. So we just need to make sure that it stays the way it's staying there. Yeah. Okay. So that's correction 1. Then correction 2, when we are introducing the people sitting on that side, the camera didn't zoom into them. The camera was still, especially that side. We do? Oh, we will have on the day.
Yeah, we'll add on a camera.
So can we have them on the 22nd when we are doing the
Yes.
other dry run? Yes, because there was and then also when you're introducing even the front, zoom in, because you are not zooming in even here, because it was still showing the 6 of us. Yeah, so it's important when chairman mentions, if it is from Gertrude there, Dr. James, we zoom in so that when they are acknowledging and nodding their head, it's actually visible. Then also, I think on the day when the script, when we were starting, it went very fast. We were making the chairman pant. Our chairman, Victoria, was panting because she had to read very fast and it was going to the next. So I think that one we just need to make sure we pace. And I think that one it should pace well. And on the day of the AGM, I think I'll designate either Phoebe or Anne to help them pace, because you already know what's happening in the next one for good pacing. On the script, I've noted a few corrections. I think there were last-minute edits which were done, which I hadn't seen, and that's why there were a bit of XX in them. So the script, I'll handle some of the edits that are there. And then I think I'm happy we don't have the noise we had last year for the construction, so I'm hoping on that day it will be the same. It was there.
It's not as loud.
So I think we may have to do then something the same way we did on the day of the AGM to make sure we don't have that noise, because it can be very loud. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. I'll invite the other presenters.
Thank you, Leader. I think mine would be on the setup. Number one, please let's have big screens, like big screens, and they move forward. I have good eyesight, but after some time it becomes a challenge with that distance. So if we could have the screens move forward, I think the team, John, you know, at least something that is easily readable and very close. Yes. Same to the one, a dedicated screen for the GCO. Where I got lost is the purpose of that screen, because we need to coordinate what happens on these other screens to avoid confusion, especially if this is a reading screen from the company secretary and the chairman. Yeah. What is that screen supposed to be displaying?
So the last screen is a replica of this presentation here. The second last screen is now the comfort. Basically, you're seeing what shareholders are seeing on, yeah.
So that one will leave it as it is?
Yes,
okay.
We'll leave it as is.
That's okay. Yeah. Then I think that was the main other issue. Phone, I think, is okay.
Yes.
Feedback is okay. Nothing to add on that. I don't know whether the slight, it might seem minor, but the slight glitch on our anthem, if we can, during our anthem, there was a bit of a glitch on the anthem. So I don't know whether it's our audio or it's the system, but we'll just look at that anthem to ensure it is fully seamless. I think that's it, really.
Okay.
So I just wanted to confirm about the anthem. It's good to be neat about it. So we will stand throughout all the three anthems.
All the three.
So normally what we do, we count down to the chair. But now because we will be on, I think we will just sit on camera, then the chair will just start the meeting like that. So there will be no countdown.
I think we have to stand to the very end, and then then we'll sit and the chairman will, just natural
that is better.
Sitting, and then we start the process. Phoebe?
Yeah, I think on the anthem she meant there was like a skip in the sound. Okay. The only other thing I wanted to add is, so on the screens, I had the same comment on the two screens, but also when the GCO is talking through his presentation, is that being cast there? I wasn't able to see.
Yes.
Okay.
So what you're seeing on the presentation will be replicated on that comfort screen at the same time. These are the two
on this
big
side,
screens.
okay.
Yes.
For me, I think the only thing I picked, of course I'm not an expert in this, a bit of punctuations. Like when you are reading, there were places I expected to see commas, but at least I think you have mastered the art. So unless you play back, towards the end there is somewhere we needed some commas that I didn't see. But I don't think it was a big issue because you were able to articulate it well. Yeah.
I think, sorry, one last thing is the phone volume. I think it can ring and scare the person who was even expecting the call.
Yes. So
let's, I think we'll test it just at a good level. How many calls?
We'll do, depending on the call, the day we'll do the rehearsal for 20 seconds, we can take 5 calls. Then on the day for the AGM, we can have enough time because, we normally allocate an hour for Q&A. So we'll take the question because I remember last time the questions ended and we had to use the ones which are online. So we'll expect to also get the questions which are online. Oh, then something else I've remembered for you, Abdul. So in terms of, you will give the chairman the number of people or countries where we are getting the different shareholders. And I think the window is that one for Q&A. That's the time for the window, yeah? Because that's when we know how many people are live, yeah. And then also, it's something I've just thought, and it's looking at if we can improve the process. For the external auditor and the governance auditor, can we include their statement here for purposes of ease of flow?
Yes, we can. I think
Yeah?
that can be done.
Yeah, I think we include it. Even if they will still have it there, it helps to know whether the person is about to finish or they are halfway to cue them. Yeah.
I think lastly, maybe this is our internal team. Preferably, let's have as many seats for management to sit on this side, and on Monday we'll tell them to sit so that we avoid the situation of last year where many had to be texted to keep crossing. So let's designate specifically all management team from Equity to sit on this side for ease of movement. Preferably also just have a roaming mic that is just available just in case 2 people also need to use it wherever, just and ensure we test it out as quick.
Just another one for I don't know if you have facilities, but this one I'll designate Martha and Dorcas. Let's make sure on the day for 22nd, it's live, like water, the small things for housekeeping, water, the notebooks, the integrated report, those things, so that it helps to see how on the day it will be, whether it's crowded or not crowded. So let's make sure all the documents that we normally have, they're already on the table. So I'll give that to Martha and Dorcas, yeah? Okay.
Thanks a lot for the feedback. I think we've noted them. I don't know if there's anyone else in the room who wanted to give their feedback before I could probably sum it up.
I think it's just what Lydia has said. We include the governance auditor's opinion and the external auditor's opinion in the script so that they don't have to come with their own material to come read. I think it would be easier if they read from the script as well.
Okay. That's well noted. Thanks. So just to sum up, yeah, at the end.
Thank you. Okay, on the demo view by the shareholders, so there are documents that pop up for them to be able to view, and the financial statements are not, you cannot see them. There are only 4 documents that the shareholders can see. So maybe you can check on that.
Okay, that's
okay.
well noted.
We'll check on that. Okay.
Okay, so just to sum it up, I'd also picked some of the issues that the panel had actually picked. Number 1, of course, was on the clarity in terms of the anthem protocol. So we would prefer that the panel stands up. Then the shareholders, what they'll see is a faded screen showing that the board was actually upstanding during the anthem. And that will continue, just as what the floor manager, Dennis, has said. So that will continue through all the 3 anthems. Then I would suggest that in between, so that they don't sit on camera, we can put the placeholder for 2 seconds to allow the panel to sit. Then now you count the chairman in to continue the meeting so that at least they'll be composed. Then with regards to the introduction, I think when the chair is introducing the panel, we will advise that people just say either they wave or they say hello or good morning or something just to interact with the shareholders. So when we are panning to them or we are focusing on them, that will be critical. So the chair will have to pause in between introduction of the panel members. Then I think we've sorted out on the issue of the introduction of the auditors and the legal representative. There'll be a camera that will be panning on them. I'd also picked out on the presentation screens, actually on all the screens, I think they're quite small and a bit far. So we will improve on that in the next dry run so that at least you can have a good idea of how it will be. So for the rest of the issues, what you've raised, we've picked them up. We'll make sure that we sort them out. The issue of the camera, the lower thirds, and name distortion, scrolling on the script, it will be paced, and it will go as per the chairman's pace. Then, yeah, I think the rest will be done. The phone volume, that has been sorted out. On Q&A, there'll be those shareholders who call, but also we'll have the summary of the questions that have come, on the online platform, which, again, it would be good just to fill that particular time allocation for those questions to be acknowledged and actually answered. And the GCO normally does it very well. So that would be good. We'll also be able to give you the geo distribution. And I think in terms of just the arrangements, so because there's a possibility that the management team might actually be called in to answer some questions. So it would be good that they sit on this side. I think we'll be able to arrange that.
In fact, we just need to make sure don't put seats here, because the human nature default, you enter and you sit the first seat you see. So no seats here.
Okay.
Put all the seats here so that we limit movements in the room.
Well noted and guided. Thank you.
That's lastly, Abdul, I think before, so that for good order as well, because we might be having people who've never participated in this session, if we could have a very chronological for the floor, either floor manager or yourself, preferably yourself, that before the meeting you actually just announced on Monday, both on the day, just a few minutes. Then we also don't find ourselves rushing to do the checking with mic test, etc. So that everyone is really clear, because everyone who will be in this room might be new as well to the process, so that their expectations are clear. When they need to answer, they know when to come, etc. And then who is the floor manager, who to look at. Thanks.
That's well noted. Thank you. Yeah, so I think, sorry, the back.
So just to address the issue around seating, I think, Lydia, we can retain the seats, but what we can do is set up a banner on that side with a podium, so that if the GCO calls upon someone to speak, they will walk to the podium, because I think that's how we also do it for the investor briefing. It will be easier.
So what we are looking at, for example, are we saying we'll have another podium here with another camera?
It's usually just a banner and a microphone. A microphone with a stand.
No, let's have the podium is neater, and people relax, especially when you place your hands like this and there's a screen, you kind of relax. So even when you're looking at the camera, it's better instead of just standing. Because when somebody stands, they'll start swinging.
Okay.
So I want them to stand and they face the camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So that now, and when you look at the number, we can actually have a good number there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that now we don't have people here, so that the camera that will be here will just focus. If it wants to take management, it's there. Introduction is easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if we can, don't put for them water. I think there's a year bottles were falling all over the place on this side. So maybe just the people at the front, but let's avoid those glass bottles because it becomes chaotic with a lot of people.
Water can be at the back. If somebody wants, because there's no camera, they can go take the water at the back, instead of putting in between.
Then, which means, Dennis, I don't know, because for purposes of sign language, noting that we'll have filled a lot of people here, I don't know whether there'll be consideration to maybe shift where sign language is because of interruption also with people and distraction, so that you can get some other, see how to position her without any interference here.
Oh, just one more thing. If we'll have two, because last time we had two, give us the names now so that we put them in the script. Yeah.